What's up and welcome back. As you can see, the church truck is not over there. I pulled it out yesterday, no, the day before yesterday. And, well, I was gonna let it run a little bit because I wanted to see if if I could get it warm enough for my temp sensor to start working. And well, my temp gauge never changed. But it was running great, sounding good, wasn't making no weird noises or anything like that. And I was just gonna let it run because I didn't feel like it was hot or anything yet. And then I started having a small rubbing noise, and then just all of a sudden I heard a pop. Well, that pop was the alternator bracket. As you can see, she's hanging down there by herself now, but the ear of that alternator bracket just broke off. I'm not sure if that is the original or any like the original bracket, or if it's just been cobbled together or what, but so of course as soon as I heard that or saw that and heard that, I shut it off and had to go investigate. So I got to figure out something about that alternator bracket. Good thing is though, while it was running, my voltmeter was showing above 12 volts while running, so we're pretty certain that it was at least charging a little bit. But if you've seen the last couple videos, we was having an issue. We had oil leak. We fixed that, the oil pump and everything. So that finally stopped leaking. And then I had brake leak. Well, we fixed that. We replaced all the daggone brake lines. So the only leak the truck has now is the heater core. And as you can see, this is where the holes in the floor are in the truck. This is where the heater core is. Looks to me like that thing's been leaking for a long daggum time. So I guess we're gonna attempt to try to get that out of there. I'm pretty sure this should have had another piece here and connecting to the vent. Well, I mean, I've seen some videos and that's what they had, but that doesn't necessarily mean this one had it, I guess. But I guess we're gonna try to get this heater core out and then take a look at that blower motor as well, if we can get that far. Well, only about 20-30 minutes later, I have that panel off right there. They had a couple top screws there that was very, very rough. What'd I do with my brush? Well, she still spins. It just can't spin with power. Yeah, she's rough looking. She's been bad for a long time. And since it does kind of look like there used to be some kind of a box or something on the end here, I would say they knew this was a problem when they parked it. And it had been leaking for a while, I would say. Otherwise, I don't feel like you'd have all this right here, right under the heater box. And of course, this would drain down here also, so it's kind of got the step over here too. But now we just got to figure out how to get that thing out of there. Well, by the looks of that blower motor there, I'd say that hasn't done any good for a pretty long time. Well, I had some bolts hiding from me under some nastiness that I couldn't see. So I finally dug through it and got the last couple bolts out. She should be ready to about come out after I unhook this cable here from the box. This is this changes up the from floor to Florida defrost, I believe, is what that actually does. And then there's one. Well, I was thinking there was another one up there. I could be wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. So, but I think we're about ready to pull this out. Oh, by the way, Brother James, I got a message for you. There's the rest of your snake skin that I got out. I just found behind the heater box here. And look at all this. That's ridiculous. Let's get this thing out of here using 2 hands. Finally got her out. It was a tight fit, and of course I missed another bolt, so we finally got her out. Boy, that's nasty. I got, well, that's gone. 2, 3, 4, 5. I got a few small bolts there. I gotta come out that way I can actually take the heater core itself out. And then I got 4 bolts in this little panel here that the blower motor is attached to. And honestly, as bad as this thing looks, we might as well clean it up, and might throw a little paint on it too to hopefully help keep it from rusting too much worse. All right, so here's this thing all blown apart. There's the blower motor with the fan off of it. There's the little backing plate for the blower motor, heater core, of course, the box where the heater core was in, and the blower motor. And there's the other vent that comes over to the driver's side and goes up to the defrost and out to the floorboard and all that mess. I'm about to look up and see if I can get the blower motor and heater core ordered. Well, also this little resistor here. Get them 3 things ordered. Hopefully they can get them. And if so, well, not if so, either way, I'm gonna clean this box up, throw some paint on it. So hopefully it doesn't get any worse looking, because right now it looks pretty rough. But it's not like rusted all the way through or anything like that. So I'll rough it up, throw some paint on it, and wait for parts. About all we can do on that. And after that, I'll try to look at that alternator bracket. So, well, as you can see, we're in my professional paint booth here. I took the wire wheel to them, knocked all the loose stuff, got a little bit of the, got a little bit further down on a lot of it, and then blew them off with compressed air and wiped them down with some acetone to get hopefully any grease or whatever, so hopefully the paint sticks good. So about to throw some paint on one side of these, we'll let it dry for a while, then once she's dry, I'll throw some more paint on the other side, and I gotta get them parts ordered. Busy. Hopefully they can get them within a day or 2. If not, then might have to wait a few days, because I'm back on night shift tomorrow. So, trying to get as much done as we can. But if they come in tomorrow, then I could go pick them up early. So, you know. So I go to order some parts. Call O'Reilly's. They can't order none of it. Said it tells them to locate or talk to the dealer and all that mess. Call AutoZone, same ordeal. They can't order the blower, the resistor, the heater core, none of it. So I didn't even bother calling in advance because, you know, I figured I'd just get the same answer. So then I'm on Amazon, then I'm on eBay, can't really find none of it there either for 64. Now 65 and up, you can find some stuff. And they're not the same. Well, so I'm like, hey, let me get on LMC Trucks. I found the blower motor, the gasket for it, the ductwork that is completely shredded and non-existent in there. That was pretty much it. The only heater core, the oldest they would go back with the heater core was also a 65. And they're not the same. I looked at the dimensions and how the hoses come out and all the pipes come out and all that. And then, what else was it? Oh, the blower resistor. Oldest didn't go back with the 65. But from the looks of it, I went ahead and got the resistor, okay? So I got the blower motor, a resistor. I ain't gonna say it fits it because we're gonna see how it works. And then the ductwork stuff for that. And then I jumped on Amazon again and I was trying to find one that was similar. Well, I couldn't find one that was close to the same size and the pipes come out the same. So I found this one heater core that was similar in size, very similar in size. But yet the pipes only come straight out the back instead of the curving to go through the firewall. And I went ahead and ordered it. The reason I went ahead and ordered it, because if I can make that fit in there and seal up all right, then I'm not opposed to sticking a hose through the firewall to connect to it. Because I've spent the last couple hours probably on laptop and on the phone trying to find a heater core for this thing, and it was just not there. So I got one on the way whenever they ship it, and I guess we'll see if we can make it work. That's pretty much what we're down to. Otherwise, she just ain't gonna have no heat, okay? And they won't do hay rides and stuff. I mean, they ain't looking brand new or nothing, but they looking a million times better than they was. So there's that. And I guess I'm about to go back out here and see if I can figure out some way to mount this. Oh, no, I don't need to show you over there. I'm a little ahead on the Jeep. I don't need to show you the progress in this video. But I need to go out here and see if I can figure out something on this dadgum alternator. And, because I just had a hodgepodge of random stuff on there when I got it, so. We're gonna see if we can do something with that. And then I'm probably going to put this video on hold until them parts come in. All right, so here we are finally back with this. Parts finally come in. They got delayed a little bit. This is the fan that I ended up buying. It is not the fan, or my bad, the heater core. This is not the heater core made for this 64 F350. This is that was for like 60 something to late 60s Mustang, Comet. I think there was like 73 or 75 up to some other number, F-150s and stuff like that. This is not the correct one for this truck. And let's see here. The ground wire here, I need to trim it down and put an eyelet on it and put it on this bolt right here. That way it can be grounding itself out. And then this one needs a end on it. It'll come up and hook to here. Then I'll have a wire inside the truck that comes and hooks to here. from the switch, I believe it is. The high-low switch. Pretty sure that's right. Pretty sure. It's been a few days. I'm pretty sure that's right, though. So, let me get on that. Also, this not being the correct one and all. Let me see. Where's that correct? Oh, that. See? I mean, size-wise, it's pretty close. Okay? It's pretty close. But this one had this weird metal thing around it. You could actually screw into it and everything. And all that jazz to help hold her in there. So I might have to rig up some little angled pieces. Let's see here. I mean, might have to rig up something here to help hold her in there. All right, time to think. We'll get back with you. All right, I got left unsupervised for a few minutes, and here's what I come up with. I got this little angle piece in there to keep it from going back any further. And then that front right there catches that up there pretty tight. And then I put 2 angled pieces here to cup this. And it snaps on there, or well, it don't snap on there, but it goes on there. You know, it's kind of hard to do this one-handed. But it goes in there and holds that from going in and out. And then you just meet up around the sides and just put the screws in and she holds it. Is she pretty? Heck no. I'm liable even to hit that with some black paint just so it don't show out on its own. For some reason, I got some more in here got scuffed up a little bit and I ain't really done anything. She might need another coat. I don't really want to put it on her though. Just because I don't want to wait no more. I could use another coat. But that will work. Rinky-dink plan to keep it in place right there. And then, pretty sure my original hoses won't be long enough to do what I want them to do. But it would be lovely if they would be long enough to come in the firewall and hook up to them. I really don't see it happening, but that would be phenomenal. But I think I'm about to hit this with a quick coat of paint on a couple of little pieces. Give it a few minutes, then throw that in the truck, I think. But while I'm letting that... Okay, so we sprayed a little bit of paint on them so them silver screws ain't just obvious, or brackets ain't just completely obvious. And what else did we do? Okay, this had the extra little... That was very long. I wouldn't have been able to put my little cap on there. So we cut them off. Also got a little ground wire. Got an eyelet on it and it's hooked to that mounting screw like the original was. And this is the wire that's gonna come up and I'm gonna butt connector it in with this other wire. And it'll be 2 wires hooked right here. And then there's another wire in the truck that'll hook right here. And both of them goes back to the switch for all of the high-low mess and all that. So I did test this motor the day I got it with the jumper box. It did work. So hopefully she'll work when I get this mug all put together. I'm about to go throw this in the truck now. All right, here's what she's looking like so far. Boy, I got some prints on her. It don't look as good no more. But, and plus that's plastic, so it's kind of faded looking anyways, but same paint that I use on the rest of it. But, she's in there and secure. Uh-oh. You wasn't doing that before. Why are you scrubbing now? All right, gotta figure that out. Because she wasn't scrubbing before. All right, a little adjusting of the fan. she's good now. Well, unfortunately, it looks like I'm gonna have to wait a couple of days because I just had to order some 5/8 inch heater hose. Thought I had some, but I didn't. But so I just got some ordered to be here in a couple of days. So hopefully it actually gets here in a couple of days and don't act like a heater core did and come in late. So times like this is really why I'm glad I try working on both vehicles periodically. That way, in case this one goes bad with parts coming in, I still got the other one that I'm doing stuff on. So it's always something. But that hose comes in, I guess we'll get back at it. Until then, I guess we'll work on something else. Okay, but before I quit on that for the day, let's see if this fan actually works. Oh yeah. Coming out of the floorboard now. Swapped it from the floor. I ain't got these ducts hooked up, but it is coming out of those two spots. Heck yeah. And then yeah. Hey, she works. That alone in itself is a big accomplishment. I mean, she wasn't working before.
One eternity later.
All right, y'all, finally back. It's been a few days. I had to work day shift, and then I got called in on some overtime. So I've the good thing is during all that, the heater hose actually come in and all that. When I'm on day shift, I just don't have the time to do anything. Because on day shift, them evening times are off for the family, and there's no set time there. So night shift and off days is the only time I have to do a little bit here and there. Got the hose though. It is the 5/8. I need to make sure that'll fit on my heater core and all that. And like we said, there's the holes. They'll be just running through into the heater box here and hooking up to those and taking the place of these two. One there, and this one comes around and attaches to this piece of pipe there. All right, y'all, so here we are. I was right back under. The hose actually fits through the firewall hole, but it does not fit through the hole in the heater box. So I'm gonna have to use my step bit to make that big enough for that hose to come in here. All right, so it took a few minutes, but I got them holes watered out and got that first one ran through the firewall. I just went ahead and ran the whole thing. That way I can get back here and kind of pretty much guess how much I need to cut so I can still hook into our heater hose. Hopefully that's not gonna too much of a bend there. So, all right, so here's what we're looking like. These ran connected. Yes, there's an extra hose there. That is a kind of a harsh turn. I'm using that to keep it from kinking up too small. But she's in there, in the right spot, as far back as she'll go. I just really need to put the cover on and all that. But I'm trying to look around for a few minutes to see if I have anything to go in place this being turned this much right here. All right, so I found something on one of my old, I think it was the Torino out back. It's actually come off of, it was hooked up to the AC compressor. But that is just about the right size. Obviously, I'll clean that up so that it's not jagged and everything. All right, so here's the Torino that I cut that piece off of. And after I got it cleaned up and everything, I realized I need some hose clamps too. And there's one, if I can get it off. Where's another? All right, so I got that one off the Torino. It didn't really have any more. I didn't like that one that was against the firewall. Plus, I couldn't get it off. But the Ranchero here has a couple. I'm just about to weasel my way up in here under his hood, and hopefully I don't get stung by no wasps, because I just seen a couple fly in there. But I need the hose clamp, so, you know, doing what I can here. Brother James better love me. All right, so here's what this looks like after cutting that the nut off of it and grinding it down a little bit. Then I took it to the wire wheel on the bench grinder. I mean, she looks about brand new. And here's them two hose clamps we just fought for. So let's go see if this will make us look any happier in here. All right, so it don't look pretty because, you know, extra clamps and all that, but she's in there, she's tight, the hoses are not kinked up, so it looks a lot happier. So honestly, I guess it's about time to fill up, top the radiator off, just in case it's low or whatever from all this leaking before, and crank this thing up, let it run, and hope and pray we don't have no more leaks, because we desperately do not need any more leaks, that is for sure. Dang gum, it's hot out here, and I'm over here working on a dadgum heater. What kind of sense does that make? All right, so got all that hooked up. I'm leaving the cover off that heater box for now, you know, just that way I can keep an eye on it for a minute, make sure it ain't got no leaks while she's running and all that mess. Looking over these, honestly, I might as well go ahead and replace this piece of hose too. I have a little extra left from what I bought. Might as well make the whole thing new, right? All right, so I got that other piece of hose. That pipe goes all the way up to right there. So I just went and clamped it there. I just cut the hose a little long. But I'm pretty sure everything's tightened down good. I topped off the radiator. The belt is not tight at all. Okay, so she's not going to be charging or anything like that. But hopefully it's tight enough that the water pump will spin, fill up our heater core. That way we can know if anything's leaking inside now. Pretty sure that belt is like way stretched out. I don't have any more adjustment to tighten it up. So I need to get a belt at some point, and it might need to be a couple sizes smaller than what's on there. So I'll see how well she wants to fire up. If I can get stuff out of the way, let me to get my big butt up in here. Look at there. Alright, so obviously I didn't make y'all sit there and watch it the whole time, but I let it run for probably the longest I've ever let it run right there. Mostly because I didn't see no leaks. All the other times I would see a leak here or there, then we'd address it, and then we'd try it again, then we'd see another leak somewhere else. I let it run for a good while, didn't see any leaks. I got a little bit of a screeching or something kind of noise under the hood. I'm wondering though if that could have anything to do with that belt being loose, because I mean, she loose, it's easy to see. But the biggest part of this, there was no leaks at my heater core here. And she's hot. She's definitely got been having fluid running through her. Didn't see no leaks under the hood other than where from the radiator cap, the little overflow nipple thing that goes in there, it don't have one. So obviously when it gets some heat in it and the fluid rises, it seeps out of that hole some. So we'll have to find some kind of fitting to go in there and rig us up some kind of little overflow tank. I might be able to find something off one of these 100 vehicles we got sitting around, who knows. But I'm very happy with what we got fixed up on the heater core here. Gonna throw my cover on, make sure my little bracketry works to hold everything in place like we hoped it would. And then we'll grab that ductwork that goes from the defrost vents to the unit. Alright, so that's what she's looking like over there. As you can see my different colored self-tappers. She needs to be wiped off. Fingerprints all over, but you know, that still looks a million times better than it did. Right now, this is what we're looking at. This is the ductwork for the defrost. I got 2 hoses. This is the shorter one. It'll go to that right there. From this end right here, it'll come up here. And you see the light over there in the top of the dash. And that's where that one right yonder goes, which would be the shorter one out here, I assume. Honestly, you could almost make both of these out of this one. I really don't understand. Well, let's see, I guess. Oh, also, it gave me 2 of these and 2 zip ties. And no instructions, okay? So from what I'm seeing, it looks to me like this right here will go up on that the bottom side of the vent there. I can get up here where they had this daggum duct taped. But if I can clean the rest of that off, I think this goes up there. And then you shove the end of the ducting into it. Then you bring the ducting down onto the male piece right there sticking out and do the zip tie around it. That's what I'm assuming, because like I said, there's no instructions. And yes, I said instructions. Of course, the one time there is no instructions, I'm talking about needing some, I'm talking about and complaining about there's no instructions. If we had instructions, we probably wouldn't even look at them, but you know, gotta have something to fuss about. Ain't that just the way the world is nowadays? Alright, now this is only a couple minutes later, okay? I just told you my idea of how this probably goes. I was wrong. And it took me about 2.5 seconds to realize that after I stuck my head up under the passenger side of the dash and realized that there is nothing sticking down on that side. So right here, took these 2 screws out. They got a hole. Look at there. Would you just look at it? You know, it's almost like that was meant to go there. See? If I'd have had them instructions, I'd have known right away. But no. But yeah, that is exactly how it goes. And then we'll shove that ducting up in that opening there. And probably, and then bring her on down and shove her on the part sticking up from the heater box. Put a zip tie around that, and then that's a duct done right there. And then we'll have one more. Look at there. Big brain. Alright, just like that. Got that one done. You can see the little rubber gasket right there. I got that brand new hose coming down. right into the side there. Got a zip tie around her. And I cut that hose pretty much in half, and that was the shorter one. There's what's left of it. And this side is shorter than that side's supposed to be. So, I mean, that right there would have been enough. I really don't understand why they sent 2 hoses, but, you know. Who don't like extra parts? I mean, you know, whatever. So, let's get this one thrown together, and we'll call that done for this video. Oh, and if anybody's wondering, I got this ductwork from LMC Trucks. They had 2 options. This was the plastic ductwork, and then they had the fabric or whatever. I'm pretty sure the fabric type is what comes in these trucks originally. I don't really care for the fabric type, so I kind of like this type. I think it was like, I don't know, there was a couple dollars difference. I don't even remember which one was more, but I went for the plastic type. But I mean, it looks to be pretty good. I mean, just be easy with it. Don't stab no holes in it, and you shouldn't have no leaks, you know. But I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure the kit was like $24 or something like that. So, hard to beat. No, I'm not sponsored. Obviously, I only have 400 something subscribers. Ain't nobody sponsoring this, okay? Just throwing that out there. All right, just like that. New vents. New blower motor, new heater core that is not made for this vehicle. A little remodel on the old box down there. And she works. No more leaks. Can't beat that. So, that's gonna be it for this video. Like I said earlier, we still have figure out that fuel gauge. Water temp sensor. I have a water temp sensor on the way. Hopefully that'll help. Belt, of course. Shorter belt. Then of course we got to do the bed sides. Needs tires. What else? Oh, also a wiper motor. I called about a wiper motor yesterday. They still ain't got back to me. I need to call them and see. But I called over Rally's yesterday, and they said they would have to email somebody, the warehouse or something, to see if they could get one. Apparently it's not an item that they keep in stock. They basically redo them, remanufactured, you know. So he had to send an email to see if they have any in stock, see if they could send him, and if he could get one, then he was supposed to let me know what he found out. Either way, he's supposed to let me know. I ain't heard nothing. I need to call him, so we'll see how that goes. Parts have been very hard to find, especially like the heater core. Never found one. Just found something and we're gonna make it work. Wiper motor, hopefully they can get that. But a few parts here and there has just been very difficult to find. I'm kind of just having to make stuff work here and there. So, but that is it for this video. I really appreciate you watching. Hit that like button. Help your boy out, okay? I need some help. But we'll catch y'all later. Thanks for watching Naptime Builder.